From the forgotten pages of the Book of Good and Evil comes a dark force wreaking havoc on an unsuspecting world. This evil horde strikes terror in even the staunchest hearts and has come to be known as warriors. Led by the walking, talking Tower of Destruction, Plague. No one is more reckless, more ravishing than the Raven. He's too hot to handle, he's Pyro. The biggest chip off the Rock of Gibraltar, Lady Battleaxe. The Duke of Doom, he's your worst nightmare. The Royal Good Girl, gone bad, Princess Malice. The utter state of confusion, he's Chaos. And a truly dangerous snake in the grass, Venom! And I, the Lord of Rules and Discipline, have brought back these skillful teams of modern-day knights to do battle in their continuing quest against the despicable warriors. Representing the Gold Team, this Woodland Hills, California waiter, Frank Enderly, and his teammates, Holland Hill, the photographer from San Francisco, have their focus set on victory. For the Purple Team, this college student from Michigan, Dawn Payne, and her teammate, Keith Gearhart, a waiter from New Jersey, say the order of the day is defeat for the Warriors. These teams shall vie for knighthood in a whirling battle where but one couple shall reap the riches of sweet victory. There is no turning back. The time has come for knights and warriors.
You're looking at the biggest, baddest dome of them all, the Warrior Dome. Battleground for today's face-off round of Knights and Warriors. Well, hi again, everybody. I'm Joe Fowler here for yet another heated battle featuring the games of King Arthur's Court, updated and presented to you, our modern-day fans. Now, I'll be the host for the next hour, but somewhere in this zany Warrior Dome is Lisa Canning. She's going to be joining me. Lisa, where are you?
I'm right here, Joe. I'm hanging with the gallery. It's a round two face-off competition. The Knights have a lot at stake today. They know it, and so do the Warriors. It's going to be war. Joe?
You're awfully close to the Warrior Den there, Lisa. And look out.
I love really dangerously, Joe.
Here they are. I don't have to tell you what the sound is. The Warriors are entering the arena. You can just feel the evil in the air. I can even smell it. This is their home field. But notice, the fans boo and jeer the Warriors on their own battleground. Guess what? That's the way the Warriors want it. They're feeding into their hands. Today's Knights are going to square off in 8 challenging events. Holland, Frank, Keith, and Dawn have fought hard to get to this level, and the going doesn't get any easier. All right, time for the duel to the death. It's time for battle swords.
This tall platform houses 2 mechanical treadmills. Each competitor must keep running while striking each other with their padded swords. If a knight knocks off the warrior first, 50 points are earned. If both are still standing at the end of this 30-second tournament, the knight will receive 25 points.
The Gold Team's Holland Hill will go first. Holland is a 22-year-old photographer from San Francisco. She stands 5'8" and weighs 120 pounds. Her opponent, the very physical Venom. You see Holland is on the platform. They're ready to start. Let's watch the action. 30 on the clock. They met in the preliminary round. These two met and Venom knocked her down with 1 second left. Holland Hill went 29 seconds. She's on the edge of the platform now. You can see, oh, Hill takes a shot to the head. She was not aggressive and she took the shot right to the face. Take another look at that vicious blow by Venom. This is like a hit-and-run accident. Venom hits her once, and Holland Hill runs out of luck. And that's no accident.
Holland, this is kind of deja vu for you. Venom did it to you again.
Well, she knew she was up against a lot because I stayed on almost the whole time last time, so give you another chance. Want to come up and try again? Come on, I want to whop you.
Okay, well, you have the whole tournament to get back at her. We'll see what happens later. Dawn is about ready, so Joe, back to you.
The only chance they'll have to meet again is if the gold team advances to the semis. But our attention now is on the purple team. Dawn Payne taking her place on the platform. Let's check out her stats. She's a 21-year-old physical therapy student from Attica, Michigan. She stands 5'5" and checks in at 125 pounds. Can she knock Venom off the platform? We're about to find out. Here we go, Dawn Payne. Her last name says a lot about this event, and she will not even last more than 6 seconds. She looked clumsy and stupefied. Didn't know where she was. Now we can tell her she's in a fog. Here's your board, 0-0, the gold and the purple. I guarantee you there's going to be some scoring real soon, though. I know it. We move on to another individual event featuring just the guys. It's a fast game. It requires lightning reflexes and rock-hard constitution. It's called the Sorcerer's Wheel.
This giant wheel will be spinning in one direction while the knight runs in the opposite direction. If that's not enough, we've also placed a couple of hurdles that the knight must jump while trying to stay on both feet. Each time the knight passes the lap counter on the outside of the wheel, 10 points will be earned. This is a 45-second event.
A little word of warning, knighty boys. You can run, but you cannot hide from the killer mace. You're dead.
Fair warning. All right, this is an individual event, just the men competing, but the points they earn will be added to their team score. First up to take a spin on the wheel is the gold team's Frank Enderle. Frank Enderle, a 26-year-old waiter from Woodland Hills, California. He's 5'10". He weighs 170 pounds. He steps up towards the wheel. He's being cheered by the 4 eager mace-wielding warriors. Plague, Chaos, Nightmare, and Pyro. 45 on the clock. In the preliminary round, Enderle only had 20 points. He wants to show us he can score and score big. The mace is wielding wild. Look at Enderle run. Look at him tear up the course. He lettered in track. Oh, he ducks and gets away from it. Not only doing well in track, but he can take a dive. Again, he goes down. Oh, and he fell off the wheel. It backfired. His battle plan backfired as he falls off the wheel. He'll take 20 points. I think he was robbed, though. You tell me. Frank rolling along at a good clip. He lunges to elude the mace, and he gets rolled by Plague. Let's go to the Lord of Rules and Discipline for a decision.
In typical warrior fashion, Plague violated the rules by dragging the knight off the wheel. I hereby order the event resumed with 25 seconds remaining on the clock. And warriors, keep your hands where they belong.
The Lord of Rules and Discipline is giving Frank Enderle a chance to keep this going. He will go around and cross the lap, and that's when they'll wield the mace. Here we go, 20 seconds and counting, 20 points. You can see Chaos with the warrior windup, missing completely. He's got 3 laps and 30 points, 17 seconds and counting. Frank Enderle is cruising. He's vulnerable when he goes over the hurdle. Again, everything's missing. Enderle making a shambles of this. If he can get 50, he's got 50, and it's a new night record. 1 second, 0. Frank Enderle has new life, and he has a new male night record. And look at the crowd. They love the way Frank got back at the Warriors. Well, now let's see what kind of enthusiasm Keith Gearhart has of the purple team. Keith Gearhart is a 28-year-old waiter. He's 6 feet, 185 pounds, from the Garden State of New Jersey. He just saw Frank Enderle score 50. Let's see if he can rise to the occasion. Top it. 45 on the clock. Sorcerer's Wheel is underway. You cross that lap, the lap counter, you get 10 points. Oh, and he takes it on the rear and keeps on running. He did step on the interior mat. The lap won't count. I see Chaos has chains. I don't like that one bit. But you know what? Chaos is paying too much attention to the chains and not to the mace. Now the shot by Nightmare. Nightmare shoots and misses. Keith Gearhart's still running. He's got 20 points. Pyro with a warrior windup. He flings, jabs it from behind. Gearhart won't quit. He's like a cockroach. He won't die. 7 seconds. Crossing the lap counter. A warrior windup. He slammed. He's still on his feet. He won't go away. Keith Gearhart, 40 points, demonstrating that he too can spin the wheel. Take another look. I don't think Keith was trying to pick up points here. He was running for his bloody life. He looked like he was shot out of a cannon as he dodged a couple of bullets.
Keith,
You look great out there. Those Warriors were out to get you.
Yes, they were. They were out to get me the last time I was here, and now they're out to get me it again. Replay all over, deja vu.
You stayed on your feet, though. That was real nice.
Real tough. They got me from behind a couple of times. I could not see it, but I stayed there. I didn't get off the wheel.
All right, I know you're out of breath. You go rest up a little bit. Let's see what those totals are looking like. Joe.
You can tell we're in the face-off round. These Knights have kicked it into second gear. Take a look at our scoreboard, a close one. The gold team of Enderly and Hill, 50. Our purple Knights, Gearhart and Payne, 40.
Pay close attention to these forthcoming messages, good viewers, but don't leave your seat. Coming up, a battery of wayward balls on Catapult when we return with more Knights and Warriors.
The competition will now continue with an event where all the Knights must face and ultimately endure the wrath of all 8 warriors. It's Catapult.
This event turns our arena into a minefield. The Knights must catch these red balls fired from the catapult and then toss them through the ring of fire, while dodging these yellow fastballs being blasted at them by 2 giant slingshots. The Knights can earn 50 or 25 points by successfully throwing the red balls from the marked scoring zones in this 60-second event.
Here come the Knights into the arena. The Warriors have taken their places behind that weaponry. Let's set the lines. Chaos and Plague will be manning the catapult. Nightmare and Pyro behind the slingshots. While Frank and Keith get ready for the start, let's get the Warrior perspective on Catapult.
The catapult is great, but you know what really messes with the teeny little Knights' minds? Is when I take these balls and draw their mom's ugly face on them. Yeah, that really shakes them up.
That's the Warriors' psych out at its best. 60 on the clock. We're ready for Catapult. Here we go. Enderly in gold. Gearhart in blue. Gearhart hits the dirt. This is going to be rough. Watch these two. They're going to bump and push and tackle each other and fight for that red ball. Gearhart tackled. Picks up. Rolls. Dives. Moves to the 50. He's being bombarded. He shoots. Bingo! And Enderly follows one up with a shot of his own. 38 seconds and counting. It's 50 to 50. A red ball in the air. It's missed by Enderly. That is critical. Enderly bumps Gearhart. Picks up the red ball. Gearhart tries to wrestle him down. Here comes Enderly at the 50. Off the rim. Gearhart taking gold bullets to the head. He scores. 18 seconds and counting. It's 100 to 100. Gearhart in the 50. Shielding himself. No. Enderly off the rim. 8 seconds and counting. 100 to 100. A shot by Enderly is wild. Gearhart with 3 seconds. Enderly with 2 seconds. They both fire. One goes, the other one doesn't. It was Enderly who got the last 50. 150 to 100. Outstanding Catapult action. Look at our replay. You can see Frank's strategy. Eliminate the competition. But Keith keeps rolling along. He tags Frank as they are both tagged by the Warriors. Frank Enderly got a little better since we saw him in the prelims, and his team has a 60-point lead. Now it's the ladies. And in this second heat of Catapult, Battle Axe and Venom are now manning the slingshots. Their sights are set on foiling any attempt that Holland and Dawn make at zeroing in on the Ring of Fire. Malice and Raven will be firing the Catapult. Holland and Dawn could really rack up the points, but the key is, do they want to brave the 50-point danger zone? Here we go! 60 on the clock, the first red ball's up. Holland Hill in gold, Dawn Payne in purple. Remember, Dawn Payne has a bad ankle. It is heavily wrapped. Our medic says you shouldn't go, but look at her. She braves the 50. I don't see a limp. Here comes Holland Hill. Red ball knocked out of her hands. Payne has it, the 25. She's moving with a taped ankle, and she misses. Very gutsy, though. Holland Hill lets one fire. She doesn't get it. Hill scored 50 in the preliminaries. Payne 50 in the preliminaries. Payne in pain. Shoots. No. 25 and counting. Holland Hill ducks, fires, lobs. No. 20 seconds. Payne has hers. Dawn Payne gets away from Hill. Crosses the 50. Fires. No. 13. Picks up another red ball. Turns. Fires. Again, no. You gotta give them credit. They're taking the shots. They're coming in. They're braving the 50-point danger zone. 1 second left. Hill and Payne let fire, and they do not connect. Well, Dawn Payne, bad ankle and all, is a real trooper. She hung in there, and she'll keep going. Holland Hill, she fought it off too. Here's our scoreboard. It's a good one. The gold team of Enderley and Hill, 200. Our Purple Knights, Gearhart and Payne, 140. Okay, we're back for more of today's quarterfinal face-off round of Knights and Warriors. And right now, the Knights are about to take to the hills with those relentless warrior hounds in pursuit. The event, the Volcano.
Two Knights will attempt to scale this 30-foot meshed mountain. 4 caged warriors will be inside the volcano, waiting to erupt and ultimately disrupt the Knights' brave climb to the top. There are 4 scoring zones worth 25, 50, 75, and 100 points for reaching the top. This is a 45-second event for the men and 1 minute for the ladies.
That slack rope makes it twice as hard to climb, not to mention the non-stick mitts they have to wear. It's tough for them. Deep inside the dangerous mountain, our Nightmare, Pyro, Chaos, and Plague.
Halfway up the volcano, the Knights are gonna come face to face with me! It's gonna be like the abominable snowman meets Elmer Fudd. Poor widow Knight. I'm sure
They ought to take that show on the road. There's Frank Enderley, and here's Keith Gearhart. And this is the Volcano! Nightmare's gonna do the slamming. He slams Gearhart, turns around to get to Enderley.
Give me over there.
Gearhart went all the way to the top of the preliminaries. Enderley had 75 points. Nightmare's on top of him, but you can see Gearhart and Enderley on pace. Oh, a slam onto Gearhart! He's knocked silly! Another slam to the head! But it's only motivating Gearhart. He's already in the 50. Enderley takes a body blow. Gearhart takes one, too. They're reaching for 75. 15 seconds and counting. As tough as this is for the Warriors, they have never knocked a Knight off. They've never knocked a Knight off. Nightmare hanging on to Gearhart. No way. There goes Enderley. 2 seconds. Grab the flag. 1 second. He got it. 100 points for Enderley. But let's go back to Keith. This climb was a total nightmare for him. Talk about your pounding headaches. Nightmare was frustrated. He was holding and pounding. Let's go to the Lord of Rules and Discipline for the ruling.
The notorious Nightmare again violated the rules of chivalry by brutally grasping the face mask of Keith Gearhart. Therefore, I am awarding both Knights 100 points.
Congratulations, that Nightmare is unbelievable.
I know, I was
So
doing pretty
bad.
good going up there for a second, and then all of a sudden he just sticks his hand right in my face mask. I mean, if I was playing football, he would have gotten penalty right there, 15 yards.
Well, it's getting real serious because we're mixing some blood into the competition now, so the Knights had better be careful. We're going to continue. The ladies are now going to make their climb to the top. And inside the Tower of Doom, Lady Battleaxe, Venom, Raven, and Princess Malice will be trying to slow them down as they make their way to the top. It looks like everybody's set. They have their harness on. And here we go with Volcano, 60 on the clock. Holland Hill for the gold. Dawn Payne for the purple. You can see Malice trying desperately to kick and scream her way. Anything to impede the Knights. She does connect on Payne. She drops the pad. She says, forget the pad on the elbow. She's going to use her arms and her legs. She still has the leg pad. She made contact with Payne. Hits again. That one didn't do any damage. Hill goes snapping back. You can see now that Malice is below. She's below Payne. She can't do much about Payne. She can go after Hill. Raven has the muscle. It's up to Raven to pull Malice. Venom and Battleaxe are directing traffic. Dawn Payne reaching for 75. She scored. Oh, there's a slam to the belly. She scored 75 in the preliminaries. Holland Hill scored 50 in the preliminaries. She might score 75 now. Malice picking on Payne. 7 seconds. Payne trying to make it to the top. 5 seconds. Can she get her flag? 2 seconds. She will not get the flag, but both of the Lady Knights will finish with 75 points. An exhausting run for our Lady Knights. They'll come right back down to earth, and we will show you a scoreboard that has a pencil-thin lead to it. Take a look. Our Gold Knights of Enderley and Hill, 375. Our Purple Knights of Gearhart and Payne, 315.
Don't move a muscle, dear compatriots. It's Top Gun at sea level on roller joust. when we return with more Knights and Warriors.
This is the quarterfinal face-off, which means the Knights and the Warriors have a lot at stake. Pride and prizes. Okay, the competition now continues with the most raucous roller game you will ever see. It's a combination of medieval jousting and rollerblading. It's roller joust.
Equipped with inline skates, our Knights will attempt to land 24 scoring rings while being chased by 2 warriors. For the first 15 seconds of this 45-second event, only the Knights can use the inside lanes of the track. After that, it's a free-for-all. Each red ring is worth 10 points and the gold rings are worth 25 points. The event is over when a Knight is tackled.
But the Knight keeps all of the points scored. Sound easy? Not at all.
And oh, to the Knights, how do I hate thee? Let me count the ways. Oh, Blake, stop. Now you know you can't count over 10 without taking your skates off. You're right. Let me show them the way. Okay, yeah.
First up, the gold team, Frank Enderle. Frank's gonna start from the center of the track. And you know that Plague and Chaos will circle this track. And if looks could kill, the Knights better buy a burial plot. Everyone is ready. The gold team is up by 60. They can add to it. Enderle zips in behind Chaos. Chaos has a ring in his hand. He's going to try to take the play out of his hand. And there he tosses the ring at Enderle. No big deal, says Enderle. He's got a ton of points. He only scored 35 in the preliminary round. He's already got 80. Make it 90. Here comes 100. Go for 125. Got it. Here comes Plague. That's the end of the road for Frank Enderle. But you take 125 too, wouldn't you? And Enderle tries to get in a last shot. Plague takes him down. Enderle's on top of him, and this is getting out of hand. Watch this hit. It all started when Chaos slowed Frank down. Then Plague hit him so hard. Ouch! The shockwaves knocked Chaos down. Is Frank talking?
Good job, 125 points.
Yes!
How about that roughing up at the end, though?
Hey, you know what? He started a late shot at me, and I'm not going to take it from him. I don't care. He may be bigger, but so what?
Well, it's hard to follow that last roller joust, but Keith Gearhart's going to try. X marks the spot. He's in the middle. Our warrior circle. Our clock is running. 43 and counting. In behind Chaos for a 10. Now a quick 25. He's got 35. His team down by 185. He needs a ton of points into the warrior free zone. Over for another 10. Another 25. And already he's zipping across. 70, 80, 90, 100. And there comes Chaos from behind for the kill. 100 points for Keith Gearhart. Take a look at the replay. Keith had his sights set on breaking the roller joust record. Chaos had his sights set on breaking something else, namely Keith's neck, arms, legs, back. It's not Frank Enderle, it's Frank Adrenaline. It's not Keith Gearhart, it's Keith Lottahart. They got new nicknames in my book. They're great. Take a look at your scoreboard. The gold team of Enderle and Hill, 500. The purple team of Gearhart and Payne, 415. All right, while the Knights are catching their breath, we're going to go down into the bowels of the Warrior Den.
Go ahead, jump me.
Well, if you insist.
Welcome back to the second half of Knights and Warriors. Good competition, and I know it's going to get even better. The ladies are about to take their turn on roller joust. First up for the gold team, Holland Hill. While she pursues the ring, she'll be stalked by Malice and Raven.
Raven, you know what? Knights are rude. What do you mean? Well, remember those babes we skated against? You mean the ones who broke 3 legs, 1 arm, 4 ribs, and a nose? Yeah, they're the ones. They should be thanking us for not breaking all the bones in their body. Now that is rude. Yeah,
Malice and Raven will enter the track. They'll split up and they will work out their strategy. X marks the spot. That's Holland Hill in the middle. She had 90 points in the preliminary round, so she can skate. 45 on the clock, and Holland Hill wastes no time. Out of the Warrior free zone she comes. There's a 10. The goal is worth 25. She's got it. 35 points, 35 seconds. Another 10. Yet another 10. She goes to the Warrior free zone just in time, but she crosses the red mat. She will be deducted one way or the other for that one. Around for the 25. She's being chased by Malice and Raven. She will not live much longer on that track. She stops at the 19-second mark with 55 points. Remember, though, she crossed the red mat. Take a look. You can see it. That's the no-no. Can't cross the red barrier. Holland, of course, was hoping for the red carpet treatment. She gets the rug pulled right out from under her. So Holland Hill keeps her 55 points, and now Dawn Payne for the purple team. We will see what she can do against the Wheeled Warriors. 45 on the clock. Raven and Malice circle. Dawn in the middle. Which way is she going to go? She'll get in behind the Lady Warriors, but she's in not a very good position with 36 and counting. She's got 20 points. Goes for the 25 and misses it. She hears footsteps. Into the Warrior free zone she goes. I couldn't move. But that's the end of the Warrior free zone. And that's the end of Dawn Payne. Down to the mat with only 20 points. Well, the Lady Knights end up on the short end of that stick. And in fact, they got stuck. Here's your scoreboard. The gold team of Enderley and Hill, 555. Your Purple Knights, Gearhart and Payne, 435. Well, our next event is a game of inches, but the consequences are several feet straight down. You know what I'm talking about? Tug of Warriors. Here's Lisa to explain.
The object of this event is to pull the warrior off the swivel pedestal in 30 seconds or less. If the knight is successful, 100 points will be awarded. If both the knight and the warrior survive, the knight will be awarded 50 points.
This is another of our individual events with just the women competing. Now, the gold team will go first. Holland Hill is now being lifted to her pedestal. Timing, precise strategy, and lots of luck. Those are the keys to bringing down Princess Malice.
Everybody tells me I play too rough. Well, if you can't hurt them, why play at all?
Hill straps on the rope, her team up by 120. The last time she did this, she went down in 9 seconds. That's about the average. Here we go. Malice, the stronger of the two. Don't get into a tugging match. Hill drop the rope, regain, and then takes a dive and tries desperately to pull Malice off the pedestal. That is when the Warriors come to Malice's rescue. At least Holland Hill is consistent. Each time she's played Tug of Warrior, she's gone down in 9 seconds. And now the purple team's Dawn Payne. She'll face Malice. Dawn has to stay relaxed. Easy for me to say. Keep that low center of gravity. Malice is tough. Pick up the slack. Here we go. 27 and counting. Payne has that sore ankle. We'll see if it's a factor. She's pulling Malice. They're about even. Now Malice has the better hand of the rope. Malice controlling the rope. Payne is out of rope. She's at the end of her rope. You've heard that before. And she lets her fall backwards. It's the Warrior let up, and it works. Our score remains the same. It's a good one. The Gold Knights of Enderley and Hill, 555. Our purple team, Gearhart and Payne, 435. And now the Knights are going to square off in a howling cauldron we call the Pit. Lisa, if you will.
This tough event is played in a 25-foot bowl where the Knights will go head-to-head in a fast and furious shoving match. The object in this 45-second event is to stay on your feet while pushing your opponent down in one of the 4 score zones around the perimeter worth 25, 50, and 75 points. No points are scored in the red center zone.
So you understand the rules. A Knight is considered down if he or she falls on their seat, back, or shoulders. And adding muscle to this madness will be all 4 Warriors. Okay, Frank and Keith, they're wearing their protective back elbow, knee, and headgear. They will need it. They're in the center of the pit. The Warriors gather round. They start rocking. 45 on the clock. These are 2 wrestlers from high school. They each lettered in wrestling. They know how to pin. They know how to pin. And they are aggressive. Enderley in gold, Gearhart in purple. Both of them down in the center red. You can't score in the center red. Of course, standing up is a difficult proposition with the Warriors rocking the pit. You're a human salad is what you are. Back and forth, being tossed. 20 seconds, no scoring. I'm surprised. I thought there'd be plenty of scoring. A couple of wrestlers, each of them scored over 125 points in the preliminary round. Do we have a pin? No pin. There's a pin. 8 seconds to go. A 25-point pin for Enderly. Another whistle. Another pin for Enderly. Enderly takes the lead. The gold team already led by 120. He adds another 100. They lead by 220. Take another look as Enderly comes through for the gold team.
It looks like Frank is down, right? But remember, there's no score for the front part of the body. He does come back to pick up 100 points, and with it, a royal pain.
Frank Enderly was helped to the back of the Warrior Dome. Our trainers are taking a look at what looks to be a knee injury. If it's any consolation, the final event does not require running. I think he'll be back. Now the ladies, Dawn and Holland. Let's see how they do in the pit. The rules are exactly the same for the ladies, and so are the pitfalls. The Lady Warriors have gathered around. Hill in the gold, Payne in the purple. Here we go. Knock it down in the red, and it's no pin. There's a back to the 25, and it is a pin. 35 seconds to go. Payne gets the pin. They need a lot of points. They were down by 220. The gold team was up. The purple team, led by Dawn Payne, standing. Holland Hill sitting. Holland Hill has trouble in this event. She has dizzy spells. This will work against her. So far, it is 25-0. Payne, they're both struggling to keep their balance. The Lady Warriors rock the pit. 13 and counting. Holland Hill scrambling just to stay up. Scrambling just to prevent himself from being scored upon. And so far, just 25 points for Payne. Not taking advantage of the fact that Hill is unable to keep her balance. Dawn Payne will come out of it with 25 points, put just a little dent in the gold's lead. One more look with our replay.
Sprained ankle notwithstanding, Dawn Payne knows where there's no pain, there's no gain. She's one tough night.
And congratulations, you scored in there, 25 big ones.
Thanks a lot. It was tough. It's hard to get up there. It's easy to get down in the red, but it's tough to get up for the points.
Well, you scored. Congratulations. Thank you both. And let's go back to you, Joe.
But I'll tell you, I'll bet Holland Hill is happy just to give up the 25 points. She got out of it relatively unscathed. Here's our scoreboard, and it remains the gold team in command. Enderly and Hill, 655. Gearhart and Payne, 460. We are ready for our final event, and Lisa, my hat is off to Frank Enderly. He's going to play with a hyperextended knee.
Wow.
That's courage for you.
Well, speaking of courage, Joe, how about Dawn Payne? From the very start of this tournament, she's been battling the Warriors and the pain of a twisted ankle. So it's been a struggle for her every step of the way. She's got lots of respect from me.
The final event, Target Onslaught. It's played in 2 parts. The entire Warrior Dome is converted into a huge shooting gallery. In the first part, one teammate has 30 seconds to hit 6 floor targets. And the weapon of choice? This specially designed power crossbow. The archer will be trying to earn time rather than points. Starting with a minimum 30 seconds in the bank, each hit is worth an extra 5 seconds. 1 hit pushes the total to 35, 2 hits to 40 seconds, and so on. That total is then passed on to the shooter's teammate for the second half.
In the second part, the other teammate must hit the high-flying, onslaughting warriors as they zigzag their way toward the shooter. A warrior hit on the first slide is worth 150 points, second 100 points, and the last closest slide is worth 50 points.
The gold team of Holland Hill and Frank Enderly will go first. They lead by 195 points. Holland says, "Give me the power crossbow, I'll take the lead." We're ready. The first live target is the dragon right in front and center. She got the lucky draw getting the dragon. You can get that with a couple of tries. Yes! Here comes the left horse. 1 target made, just missing. She'll reassign her set. And there you have a bad miss low and a miss on top. 12 seconds of going. She resets and fires! Boom! She got it. Back over to the moon. Boom! She got that too. She's going for her 4th shot against the right horse. 1 second left. And she does get credit for 3 hits. That'll be 15 extra seconds for her partner. Now Frank Enderly will hobble over to the power crossbow. The Warriors are ready to fly. 45 on the clock. Hit as many as you can to increase the lead. Here we go. 195-point lead, and he's shooting for 150 in Nightmare. Now he goes for the 100 in Nightmare. He gets Nightmare in the 150. He reloads and fires on Raven. No. 34 and counting. Fires and hits Pyro on the left arm for 100. He's going for the fences. Trying now to hit Malice for 150. 150. You gotta load quickly and fire at will. Frank Enderly all over the Warrior Dome. What a sight! He misses battle axe. These Warriors are swarming the place like vultures. 16 seconds, he fires, and Nick's Raven at the top of her head. Just firing at will. 300 points. You can see Pyro. Frank is gonna track him down. He's going after Pyro. Yes! 50 more points. He's a wild man. 350. We're running out of time. That's it. 350 points for a grand total of 1,005. What a round. Take a look at this replay. Jeez, Frank pulled out the heavy guns. He wastes no time in hitting Nightmare for 150. Got him. And Pyro gets popped for 100. He zeroes in on Raven and Pyro for another 100. Don't go anywhere. The pressure is now on Keith and Dawn. We're going to see if they can take the lead and win the tournament when we return for the conclusion of Knights and Warriors. This is it. It's an uphill battle for the purple team of Keith Gearhart and Don Payne. They're going to try to take the lead and win this tournament. You know what they have to get. 545 just to tie. Don Payne's going to shoot first. It's important she hit as many targets as possible to take the pressure off Keith Gearhart. The first time target is the right horse. Don shoots, yes! There's one. Off to a good start. The Dragon is next. Gearhart feeds. Payne shoots. She got it! She's just nicking these targets. The Moon is next. Almost! She's got two. Boom! She's got three. Some sharp shooting by Don Payne. 3 targets made. 9 seconds left. She's waiting on the sun. Just missing. 5 seconds. Again, just missing. 3 seconds. Oh, again, just missing. Oh, she doesn't get that last shot. Although she did hit the target. Time is up. 3 shots made. And that means 15 extra seconds for her teammate, Keith Gearhart. And Keith will now step to the power crossbow. He's got 45 seconds, and he knows he needs 545 points. Settle back and go for the 150s and the 100s. Here comes Raven for 100, but he got Nightmare for 150. Off to a good start, 35 and counting. He got Malice for 150. He got Pyro for 100. He's got 400. He needs 145 more. He almost got Plague. That would have won it. Another shot is missed against Battle Axe. He misses Battle Axe again. 20 seconds to get 150. If he gets 150, they will win. Another shot just misses. It splits the seam. 13 seconds and counting. He's got 400 points. 9 seconds. A shot misses Malice for 50 points. He's going for 100. He's got 3 seconds left. He needs 150. 1 second left. Oh my, oh my. What a gallant effort by the Purple Knights. They fall 145 points short. And the gold team of Frank Enderly and Holland Hill breathe a sigh of relief. They are our winners. They head for the semifinal round.
Keith, that was the most amazing finish I've ever seen. You didn't realize you had 12 seconds and you could have gotten them. You could have done it.
I know. I had a hot streak and I lost it. I had it going and I just could not get it up higher.
Oh, that's too bad. But you guys were awesome. You did a really great job. Lots of injuries, though, especially you, Dawn.
It was tough competition, but I'm just happy that I made it all the way through without breaking my ankle.
And you and Volcano.
Yeah, I know. A little bit of blood, hey.
Did you have a good time, though?
I had a great time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you both. Gallery, please. You know what to do. A big hand. Yes.
Keith and Dawn tie a Knights and Warriors record with 400 points, but they don't win. What a heartbreaking finish, but congratulations to Frank and Holland, because you are on your way to the semifinal round, and you're one step closer to those grand prizes in the Royal Finals. And now, let's turn our attention to the center of the arena, where Frank Enderly and Holland Hill will receive their awards from the Lord of Rules and Discipline.
Frank Enderly and Holland Hill, you have fought well, and you have fought the good fight under the Warrior Dome. Your gallant efforts next lead you to the semi-final round in your noble quest for knighthood. Hail the team of Holland Hill and Frank Enderly. To the victors go the spoils!
Wow! The gold team of Hill and Enderly, they had a huge 545 points.
We're back there celebrating.
They thought they had this under control, and you know what happens? They escape barely by 145.
Keith is an amazing shot.
That's the importance of target onslaught, folks. That's why we complete the game, because it's never over till it's, you know the rest. Right. All right, stay with us, because we'll have much, much more for you next week. You don't want to miss any of it. I'm Joe Fowler for this pretty lady, Lisa Canning, and this great crowd. See you next time on Knights and Warriors.